Hello, it's May 2022 and it's very early morning and it is cold and usually I wake up around 4 a.m. because it's just too cold and I really do miss my camper conversion build, especially my heater, and it's not easy life. Have you ever been out, for example, for the evening, even for the day, or away on the weekend, or even for a week, and you think to yourself, okay, I just want to go home now, because for whatever reason. It's kind of like what I experience all the time, for a very long time, thinking to myself, okay, I'm done with this, I just want to go home, go to bed, relax. I don't have that opportunity, and it's a nightmare when I actually begin to think about it, so I have to kind of set that aside. And I suppose that applies to any kind of traumatic event or events that people may experience. You just kind of have to set it aside to be able to move forward, which segues into, I'm no longer in the province of Alberta, and I'm still in the situation trying to figure out how I'm going to dig myself out of this hole that has been imposed on me. And I know there's a lot of delusional people out there who, believe that you create your own destiny. However, that's not always the case. Yes, there are times where people do have the power to, for example, turn their lives around or accomplish something. And I know that. I've accomplished a lot in my life. But there's also situations that are imposed, that are beyond one's control. And I've talked a lot about why so many men, for example, become homeless and fall through the cracks of the system, and no one's there to help them. The system itself is self-serving, but I'm an example of why so many homeless people end up homeless. And it's interesting how I see a lot of people use prayer, for example, as playing lottery tickets. Keep playing the lottery tickets, hoping that you will win. And occasionally you might win a few dollars here and there and say, see, if you don't play, you don't win. If you don't pray, you won't have prayers answered. Now, I'm not saying that the possibility of prayers don't have some reality to it, but it's just like playing the lottery. I struggle because of my efforts, which originally began, as many of you know, whistleblowing, exposing sex trafficking of these vulnerable women to vindicate myself, because I was falsely accused after I didn't want to be as a descriptive front person to assist these women, these people. And now I'm living in the aftermath of that, which many so-called truther types don't want to, I don't even know what the word is, acknowledge or accept or hear about. That's probably the best descriptive. There's nothing glamorous about this. And as I continue to try to get through each night, a cold night. There's one particular health issue I remember. I went to the hospital and actually got a show because I had the doctor put it in writing where they refused me medical attention. Why they refused me medical attention is because the two former officers that day, that night, put me on some sort of watch list to keep me away from the female thinking. Whatever they were thinking, who knows? And I remember after going to the hospital, being released, and I was treated very well, but I went to see the female at the hospital she was at, and it was then that they put me on some sort of watch list, which went on the provincial database. And ever since that point, I was always ill-treated. Anywhere I went, any hospital, ill-treated. And I had massive swelling in my arms, and I was watching these massive lumps eventually, months later, move up my arm and basically just, I guess, going through the rest of my body. And ever since then, I had issues with my feet swelling if I sit too long, and being confined now to the driver's seat, not having my camper conversion to lay down, I have that problem. Now, I don't know what exactly that swelling was, whatever. You know, it's interesting because I talked to another doctor and they were surprised that they didn't try to drain whatever it was. They just let it travel up my arm, and it was just literally, trying to think, it's probably the size of a softball or two go up my arm. I'm watching it and I don't know whatever happened to it. There's so much that went wrong, injustice and ill treatment. It's overwhelming for me, and I lived it. And if I didn't live it, I would be kind of, and I heard the stories, be kind of like, wow, that's a little bit too much, don't you think? And I have everything documented with independent evidence. And I'm stuck living in the aftermath. Anyway, I just thought I'd share some early morning cold thoughts. Take what you will from it, and as I've said many times online, I've been shadow banned. I have comments disappearing sometimes instantly. Sometimes it takes about a minute. And there's some times where apparently I'm the only one that can see my own comments, and even when I encrypt my comments using symbols and stuff in replace of letters, I gotta tell you something. Can't make this stuff up. This is the world that we live in. Anyway, hopefully, well, when your day starts, you have a great day. And thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Listen to this and write it down if you can't remember it. You're never going to outgrow warfare. You simply must learn to fight. I hear people saying to me, oh, when is it going to get easier? When you die.